So we all know what this player meant to the Boston Bruins during their 1970s heyday, and it wasn't for a major injury, he probably could have helped Boston get past Montreal in the 79 semifinals, but woulda, shoulda, coulda, as I like to say quite often. Now, today we're going to be talking about the legend of Gregg Sheppard. Now, Gregg Sheppard, for a lot of Boston Bruins fans, he's remembered as one of the key players that was part of the 20-goal year where several Bruins, I think it was more than a half dozen, scored 20 goals in the regular season campaign, where he had probably the most balanced attack in the NHL. Now, Gregg Sheppard, who was born in North Battleford, Saskatchewan, and only tough players come from North Battleford, grew to heavy prominence when he was eventually signed by the Bruins when he was playing junior for the North Battleford North Stars of the SAHA. He later played that season for the Estevan Bruins as a call-up in the SGHL, and he joined the team for the Memorial Cup playoffs where he scored one goal. Now, 67, 68, and 69, he played 3 consecutive seasons with Estevan, never dipped below 35 goals. To me, statistically, his best season was his last in 69, where he had 42 goals in a regular season and an additional 8 points in the playoffs. Now, that year, he also played for Oklahoma City, which was Boston's farm club in the CHL. 69-70, again, back with Oklahoma City, 26 goals in 65 games. 25 goals in 71, again, for Oklahoma. And by 72, there was no way that Boston was going to stop him from making a big team. He had 41 goals in 72 games for the Blazers. And, of course, that year he was named the CHL's most valuable player for the 72 campaign. Now, he's the all-time leading scorer for the Blazers, putting up those great numbers. He was also a second team All-Star in 71 in the CHL. Now, when he joined the Bruins in 1972, as mainly because the parent team lost players to the latest expansion, which was mostly the Islanders, and the new WHA, Sheppard, who had both scoring prowess and great defensive and penalty killing skills, had a fine rookie year, finishing 6th in balloting for the top rookie of that season. He had 24 goals and 26 assists in 64 games, with 2 goals in 5 games in the playoffs. Now, 74 was an off year. He had helped the team really to get to the Stanley Cup Finals, but his playoff campaign really solidified his efforts as a goal scorer, as he had 19 points in 16 games. 75, he reached a 30-goal mark for the first time, and eventually it was the first of 3 consecutive 30-goal games for Sheppard, who was considered like the poor man's Rick Milton and Jean Rattel. When you have a third liner getting 30 goals and playing the last minute of power play, that really helped the Bruins run towards the cup in 76 and 77. 77 and 78, when he lost to Montreal in 4 and 6 games, respectively. Now, in 1976, he was named to play in the All-Star game, during which he won the Bruins 7-player award as a team's unsung hero and the Elizabeth C. Dufresne Trophy for their player judged best in home games. Again, his best statistical season was 75, in which he scored 70 points and had an impressive plus-minus rating of plus 45. Now, before the 78 season began, Sheppard was dealt to the Pittsburgh Penguins in a 3-way deal, because he had a really rough 1978 season, because a serious injury cost him more in 78, and his face-off and penalty-killing skills were still strong, but he was really pissed off being dealt. At first, he held out because he didn't want to be traded, but eventually joined the Penguins in November 78, although his days as a scorer were behind him. And he did play 4 seasons in Pittsburgh before retiring, but he never hit the heights he had reached in Boston. Final totals: NHL, 205 goals in 657 games, including 498 points. In the playoffs, 72 points, almost a point a game pace, 32 goals in 82 contests. CHL, 223 points in 209 games, including 92 goals. Now, Gregg is best described as kind of a combination of Steve Shutt and Bob Gainey with Boston. But you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, when Boston was rolling, they had Middleton, Gregg Sheppard, Wayne Cashman, Bobby Schmatz, Brad Park. They had John Wensink, Miller, all these great defensive and offensive players together. The only team that really could play with him at the time was Montreal. And that second series in 78 where Boston came back from 2-0 deficit and tied the series. But you look at 1979, ladies and gentlemen, if Gregg Sheppard would have played in that Game 7 in Montreal, where Boston had led twice in the contest, I don't think they would have lost, because Sheppard could not only score goals, he was good on defense. But like we like to say here, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Have a good day, and don't forget, in New Brunswick, if you're listening to this, go out and vote. It doesn't matter who you're voting for, just go and vote. Have a good day. Bye.